Once upon a time in the land of Canaan there lived a young man named Joseph. He was the favorite son of Jacob, who had 12 sons in total. But Joseph stood out. He had dreams that were unlike anyone else's, dreams that made his brothers very jealous. You see, Jacob loved Joseph so much that he gave him a special coat, a beautiful coat of many colors. This made Joseph's brothers very angry. They felt ignored and unloved, but the jealousy grew even stronger when Joseph started sharing his dreams. Joseph didn't realize how his words stung. His brothers were furious. "Who does he think he is?" they whispered. But Joseph wasn't done yet. He had another dream. One day Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers who were tending to the sheep. When they saw him coming from a distance, they plotted against him. When Joseph arrived, they grabbed him and threw him into a deep pit. They were so angry they didn't know what to do next. While they were eating, they saw a caravan of traders passing by. An idea struck them. Instead of leaving Joseph in the pit, they decided to sell him. They sold their brother for 20 pieces of silver. Then they took his coat, smeared it with goat's blood, and showed it to their father, Jacob. Jacob was heartbroken, believing wild animals had killed his beloved son. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt, far away from home. In Egypt, Joseph was sold as a slave to a man named Potiphar. But even in this difficult situation, Joseph kept his faith and worked hard. He soon earned Potiphar's trust and was put in charge of the household. However, trouble wasn't far behind. Potiphar's wife took a liking to Joseph and tried to seduce him. Joseph, faithful to God and his master, refused her advances. In a fit of rage, she falsely accused Joseph of wrongdoing, and Potiphar had him thrown into prison. But even in prison, Joseph didn't lose hope. He interpreted dreams for his fellow prisoners, and soon he was called to interpret Pharaoh's dreams. Pharaoh had troubling dreams about 7 fat cows and 7 skinny cows. Joseph explained that Egypt would have 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was so impressed that he made Joseph second in command of all Egypt. Joseph prepared the country for the coming famine. Meanwhile, back in Canaan, the famine struck. Jacob heard that there was food in Egypt and sent his sons to buy grain. When they arrived, they didn't recognize Joseph, now a powerful man. But Joseph recognized them. The story of Joseph and his brothers teaches several key lessons. The dangers of jealousy. Joseph's brothers allowed their jealousy to cloud their judgment, leading them to betray their own brother. This highlights how negative emotions can lead to destructive actions. Faith and perseverance. Despite being sold into slavery and imprisoned, Joseph maintained his faith in God. His ability to persevere through adversity shows that having faith can help one overcome life's challenges. Forgiveness. At the end of the story, Joseph forgives his brothers for their wrongdoings. This illustrates the importance of forgiveness and the healing power it can have on relationships. Divine providence. Throughout Joseph's journey, we see a theme of God's plan at work. Even when things seemed bleak, his experiences led to a greater purpose, saving many lives during the famine. The power of dreams. Joseph's dreams, which initially caused him trouble, ultimately played a crucial role in his rise to power. This symbolizes the importance of following one's dreams and aspirations, even when faced with obstacles. Overall, the story encourages us to reflect on our actions, maintain faith during tough times, and embrace the power of forgiveness.